Hi, how's it going, guys? I've got 3 poems for you here, and without furthering dues, I'd like to begin. In this age of a deficit, we have borrowed tomorrow's future, with digits typed into a computer, brains fried in a stupor, with Mother Superior lost to the winds a deep dark sin. Yesterday's children thin, from gluttonous gloop who clings to the butter in his soup. I need a coupe de coupe to swoop on the truth that cuts systematic roots of compartmentalized governmental abuse. There's no excuse to scratch lines across earth and name a nations with hurt from a war-torn territorial curse beyond birth. I mean, of course, you could crawl into a little ball and go to work for the brick wall that encloses your cores with claws in your paws, a genetically modified, forced floor to flaunt fraud and food. From first thought for food, Cain was able to roar, that's not what I'm here for, I'm going to expose you to more, because I'm bored of the same stories. Archetype but a type-torn Taurus, a sphere of imported goods from the preachers of Hollywood organs. Desensitized morbid indifference on the human existence, inflicted with interest from Benedict Moses to Elijah and Noah, with instruments chosen to pose so potently open. Judaism, a motive for correctional crime, with every apartheid and soldier that dies, a death penalty and fine for laundering stolen gold. Now Rothschild, superficial kosher coal. The same people who put a label on God have got shares in Microsoft and Hope, strung along by ministerial votes where boardroom decisions count culling for goats, a sheepish populace unaware of the hoax they are living called life. Half dead with zombie eyes on iPhones, high on Wi-Fi clones to consumeristic codes with genomes imposed on dispositional tones. Condition lenses are the tin of a rose. It's as ignorant as blissful as KFC closed or a freshly cracked can of Coke trying to cope with the world so broke that they broke a man's nose. Feeling broken, abandoned, alone on a road, in a street, in a suburb that nobody knows. Trying to cop a feel from some hoe, release a load and let go, instead getting beaten by a policeman's flow, kick, punch and a taser to moan, for the weed in his pocket just trying to get stoned. Authorization has a mind of its own. When enforcement's prediction comes direct from a throne, no king no longer needs to be known. Monopoly's present is democracy's prone to extract freedom from well-misinformed information, degraded inhibitions in all generations, sedated, depraved, forgotten how sacred we are. As constellations made humans so far, we have a capacity to create new paths. With neuron conversions to stars, our energy is far from a laugh, and yet the joke's on us. With agendas, a just trust that changes enough to loosen chains that are tougher than blood, bone and mud. A quick transition to the highest realm of love is the murky world of drugs. Open perceptions are legalized as weapons. If thoughts were controlled, this wouldn't be here in seconds. And time's so elusive that I reckon it's fake. I'm irate by being raped by political hate, and I don't care for the ways of human maleficent manipulation. The world keeps spinning even if we can't make it. And every composition of an atom is changeless, only rearranged as a shape to contain us. So watch your own thought and see which one isn't planted. In this dance of life and death, none of us are strangers. I hear you call my name. I hear you call my name in roll call. I hear you call my name in vain. I hear you call my name in shame. I hear you call my name in blame as you're riding on the ghost train down to the murky lanes of paranoia. An employer of fear that's whispered in our ears on a daily basis by fascistic racists in a so-called democratic nation. Sociopathetic alienation depraves our hatred in soul lengths, like ... connection, like when I was waiting in Centrelink line for suggestion of an insanity pension, when all that I wanted was a little bit of love and affection. And yeah, definitely a paycheck for the 8 packs of paid rent. This whole society is phallically erected in a gesticulation like this Nimbin City sanction, wanking off to self-identification, displaying cadence in cash money, drug money, bank statements to make a statement about their next holiday destination to Balinese cultural appropriation. Well, while Indonesia still fosters amnesia, we are in denial. May as well get a gun and kill a child while fake smiles hold up Botox and codeine. West Papa screams. West Papa screams, and refugees dream of the American, of the Australian, of the American, of the Australian dream. And this poem will rest in peace, like the dead body of a child washed up in the shorelines, in the back of our minds. This last poem is called Fragments of a Reality. Translucent lunatic loses mind on LSD in forests with gypsies dancing around fire sparks while spirit flies to skylight in the sound of bass noise and pyrotechnic mania. Office worker fills out forms, normalizing hypertensions in an accepted schizophrenic nature, typing out the plans for a block of strata title flats to make enough money to rent a room, buy a house and a new car. Kyle walks down Smith Avenue to the pub on the corner of Normand and Thompson, smashes down 3 pints of stale ale, slaps the pokie machine whilst waiting for Greg to finish work at the abattoir. Some adults fake act reckoned medieval battles in the local park whilst people watch them in dismal approval and judgment. Jocelyn looks into the mirror, putting mascara on her eyelashes, thinking of the future. A hippie woman does a permaculture course and becomes a goddess for planting seeds in the cycle of the moon and her vagina, connected to the earth. Trevor spends his day laying out concrete slabs in the blistering heat and goes home to the company of his wife and children with a warm meal of potato and meat. Man on internet becomes aware of the fact the earth is flat and gets followers. Thousands of people spend time in stadiums watching sport every single day. A child slave labours for gold as a CEO of an initiative for world peace and basic human rights looks at his silver-coated watch in anticipation for a business meeting. Brian searches the streets looking for cigarette butts and finds an empty packet on the ground with a picture of a skinny bald man on it, dying or dead. Buddha sits underneath a Bodhi tree and thinks up a word for enlightenment. Chuck Norris stars in a movie.